Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Fargo Force Show. I'm your host, Trevor Peterson, joined this week by Force forward Mike Babcock. Mike, you're in your second year with the Force now. Tell me a little bit about coming back for a second year, just how much more comfortable it is, how much it matters to be back for a second year.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you've been somewhere before, you always feel more comfortable coming back a second time, and I'm couldn't be happier to be back. But we had unfinished business, so we wanted to take care of. Last year, we didn't have the best year that we wanted, so this year we're moving forward.
And the Force are moving forward indeed. Let's take a look. Since our last show, the Force have gone 3-0. They had the home sweep of Madison to open the season. Friday, October 3rd was the first home game of the season against Madison. Down 1-0 in the Force. The Force tie the game. Christian Cakebread bangs home the rebound on the power play, tying at 1. Madison, though, would then take the lead back off a 4-on-1. Will Johnson scores 2-1 Madison after the first, but the Force trailed 4-3 in the final seconds of this one. And then with an extra attacker, Force forward Mikey Isemont scored with 6 seconds left to send the game to overtime, where the Force would win it in overtime in a shootout. 1-0, Kyle Sylvester with the only goal there. So 5-4 the final. The Force get the win. Saves Matthias Israelson had 21 saves for the Force. So big way to open the season with a win on the Force. So the next night, they turn around and again played Madison. And just like you did the previous night, the Force fell behind in the first period. Madison's Tommy Muck scores on a shot that was tipped in by a Force player right here.
Yeah, that was me, actually. So
that was you. Oh, so yeah, way to go there, huh? No, I'm just kidding. 1-0 Madison in the first, but then in the second period, watch this pretty passing. TJ Rue to Dennis Smirnoff ties the game at 1. Eventually, the game winner came in the third, courtesy of a Mitch Slattery power play goal. 2-1 was the final of Force, so they start off the season with back-to-back wins at home on the home schedule. Israelson again with 27 saves in this one. The Force, you guys outshot the Capitals, Mike, 50-28 in that one. Tell me a little bit about what it's like to when you outshoot somebody that bad. Do you feel like you're really dominating the game, or are those numbers a little deceiving at times?
I mean, just the whole weekend, they're obviously a good hockey team. They work hard, but I just felt like we were in their zone the entire time. We really wanted to hone in on putting pucks towards the net and stuff, and that was something we met about earlier through that whole week, and how we wanted to reestablish the work ethic and compete level, and I thought we really did that. In the first game we gave them everything. They battled back, but we also gave them a punch. We would, every time something happened bad for us, we'd go right back out and score or something. So huge gutsy win on Friday. Same thing on Saturday. You're down the whole game and you tie it up and find a way to win. So that's a huge character thing for our team. And
once again, then, you guys took it to the road for your next game the following Friday at Waterloo, who you beat 2-1 in your season opener. And you guys came up with another win, just like typical form, though. You fell behind early, trailing 2-0 after the first period, but you came back to win it by a final score of 4-3 with 2 goals in the third period. Goals by Jan, Morelli, Stevens, and Baudry in that one. So this team quickly is becoming kind of the pattern, Mike, where you fall behind early, but then rally. It kind of shows a little bit of mettle with you guys.
Yeah, we'd probably like to keep it less interesting. I mean, we knew that they were gonna have a pretty good start just because we went in and beat them in their home opener, and no one likes to lose that, and especially not to us, a team that was supposed to be the worst team in the league or something like that. So I mean, we knew they were going to come out hard, and they did, and then we didn't come out as strong as we wanted to. Slowly built everything, had good momentum, took a couple bad penalties, slowed the momentum down, but again, another huge gutsy win.
So with the 3 straight wins, let's take a look at the standings board. The Force now sit atop the USHL Western Conference standings right there. 4-1 record with 8 points. Several teams just a few points back. But Mike, how about just talk about being atop the leaderboard or the conference right now this early in the season? Just what does it mean to get off to this kind of good start?
I mean, obviously it's huge. It's always nice to look at something like that.
Yeah, especially right on top.
Especially when you're looking at it the year before. But I mean, obviously you want to put points in the bank and keep building off that, because it's hard to make up ground towards the end. But it's not how you start, it's how you finish. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So we gotta keep doing everything right week in by week.
All right, now as we mentioned before, this is Mike's second year with the Force. You played last year 57 games, 7 goals, 9 assists, 16 points. Tell me about coming back the second year now, and what specifically did you want to kind of improve in your own individual game for this year?
I mean, most of the stuff that I've been told about what I need to improve on and everything is more just a confidence thing. Being confident with and without the puck and stuff like that. So for me, I want to be able to set a good example for the younger guys who haven't been in here, and also it's hard to lead when you're not going yourself, so I got to make sure I'm going every night.
So now, many of the Force fans maybe already know this, but Mike has a relatively famous dad. His dad, Mike Babcock as well, the head coach of the NHL Detroit Red Wings. He won the Stanley Cup with the Red Wings in 2008. And by the way, that's a great chin, Mike. He's kind of got the Bill Cowher chin. I didn't realize.
No, he's a decent looking guy. I mean, we got a lot of similarities, and he tells me I got a face for radio. Yeah,
it was hard to try to find some pictures where your dad wasn't scowling though. When I was trying to find it, it's hard to find some smiling pictures. Is he always kind of serious? Or is that mostly on the ice?
No, mostly. Oh my God, that's
there's a good picture.
That's
an old picture. Look at that one.
Yeah, my hair. I had my hair going this way instead of this way. But yeah, no, that's the family. We're a good looking set of crew. But no, we need an update. For sure.
What's it like to hold that Stanley Cup, to touch it, knowing that hey, your dad won this thing, and there's not a lot of people that can say they have family ties to a Stanley Cup.
I mean, I think when that happened, I was 13, so that was huge. That was probably the coolest thing that's ever happened to us. And like, obviously, you forget how hard it is. Like when my dad first got in the league the first year, they took his team all the way to Game 7 in the final. So we thought this was like an every year occurrence. Next year we missed the playoffs, and we were living somewhere else the year after that. So I mean, it's precious, like those times, and it's very hard to win. Like even in this league, like the Force, we've had this horrible organization. They've been in the final 3 out of the 6 years they've been around, and last year was the first year we missed the playoffs, and people almost forget that. And it's hard to win every day. So now we got to reestablish what we need to do, kind of like the Red Wings need to do that with themselves.
Now, your dad is the longest tenured coach in the NHL at tenure. This is his 10th year. He's also had 12 years as a head coach, and he also led Team Canada to 2 gold medals in 2010 and 2014 as well. So tell me just about growing up in a family where your dad was a hockey coach all the time. Did you naturally gravitate to hockey maybe, or was that just kind of one of those things that came? Did he kind of maybe say, hey, come with me to the rink? Tell me about growing up with a dad that was a hockey coach.
I mean, you're always around the rink, I suppose. I mean, I was always my dad was a junior hockey coach, so the way his schedule worked was that he would be at the rink from 7 to however, and then come home, and we'd always go out and play outside. Or always playing sports. A bunch of pictures of me growing up. I have a football in my hand and stuff like that, and I always loved hockey. And when I first started skating, I hated it. It was cold, my feet hurt, wanted chips, go home, watch Barney, something like that. But I got a stick when I was 4, and I got to play a little bit with the puck and stuff out like that, so that was always fun. But I'd always go to the rink with my dad, kind of like some of the staff's kids come now, and you see them running around, and I was like, wow, I was that kid. For sure, 100%, I was that little guy. But I'd skate around before practice, not cut up the ice, and then the treat was I'd go out and skate, and then my dad would come out and push me on the chair. And no matter how fast you're going, the wind's going on, you feel like you're just moving 100 miles an hour. So always remember stuff like that. But with him being a coach, it's obviously it's influenced my life, and I've always wanted to be a hockey player and continue that. So with his background, it definitely helps me a lot.
Do the guys on the team know that right away? Does it take some of them to kind of put 2 and 2 together a little bit? Is that well known, or is that kind of?
I don't know. You'd have to ask some of the guys. I think right off the bat, it was probably it's a hard secret to keep. But a couple of guys are more oblivious than others.
Now, your season, obviously the USHL season is a long season, NHL as well. How often do you guys get to interact? How often do you talk during the season? Because your dad and yourself are both really busy.
Yeah, I mean, like with technology now, we got big family group chat, so everyone's in on that. And I call my dad probably once a day just to catch up and see how he's doing. Same with me. So, he talks about some things I need to do, like, stay positive and stuff like that. And then he'll kind of vent to me about his team as well. And then I'll tell him kind of the same thing and be like, yeah, you're right. So, but no,
So you probably know more. You probably know more about the Red Wings than most people.
No, I don't know.
You know the inside stuff.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but I won't tell you.
Now, Mike is also one of the best guys with the Force for being involved in community service, being active in the community. In fact, last year you won the Community Service Award for the Force, also the Leadership and Dedication Award for the Force. Tell me a little bit about that, just being active, being out there as you guys, members of the Force out in the community, but you're one of the leaders. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge to give back. Like without the fans, the game's almost nothing. Like you can play anywhere and you play for the love of the game, but the fans make it way that more exciting. So we get to go out and we do a lot of reading programs, so I was a part of that. And then we do other stuff too, whether that be a coat drive. Last year, probably my favorite thing to do was right around Christmas time, we delivered teddy bears to some of the less fortunate areas in Fargo, and just to see the kids light up when they got the teddy bear was just unreal. So I'm really hoping to do that this year with. No, stuff like that, and then we got other stuff that involves just hockey initiation, learn to skate stuff. So we're all about that, and I think we do a pretty good job as an organization.
Fantastic. Well, Mike, thanks for being our guest this week on the Fargo Force Show, and catch up in a couple weeks. We'll have another edition of the Fargo Force Show. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, no, appreciate having me.